Okay, we are now on for another chapter of the book of Matthew, and I'm recording this video a little bit late. Well, a little bit late. It's just about 30-40 minutes late than usual. But yeah, I don't want to take too long, so let's start with a pray. Thanks, Lord, again for another day worshiping here on YouTube with my fellow brothers and sisters. God, please enlighten us. Bring your allow us to receive this knowledge with all our faith, and whoever is here for the first time, please allow this person to also be touched for your words that heal, that move mountains. I truly believe it doesn't matter what we face. If we have our faith in you, on you, everything is possible. Amen. Okay, today, as I mentioned, we are going to read another chapter of the book of Matthew, and this is the chapter 14. Now, the death of John the Baptist. At that time Herod the ruler heard reports about Jesus, and he said to his servants, "This is John the Baptist. He has been raised from the dead, and for this reason these powers are at work in him." For Herod had arrested John, bound him, and put him in prison on account of Herodias, his brother Philip's wife, because John had been telling him, "It is not lawful for you to have her." Though Herod wanted to put him to death, he feared the crowd, because they regarded him as a prophet. But when Herod's birthday came, the daughter of Herodias danced before the company, and she pleased Herod so much that he promised on oath to grant her whatever she might ask. Prompted by her mother, she said, "Give me the head of John the Baptist here on a platter." The king was grieved, yet out of regard for his oaths and for the guests, he commanded it to be given. He sent and had John beheaded in the prison. The head was brought on a platter and given to the girl, who brought it to her mother. His disciples came and took the body and buried it. Then they went and told Jesus. Feeding the 5,000. Now when Jesus heard this, he withdrew from there in a boat to a deserted place by himself. But when the crowds heard it, they followed him on foot from the towns. When he went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion for them and cured their sick. When it was evening, the disciples came to him and said, This is a deserted place, and the hour is now late. Send the crowds away so that they may go into the villages and buy food for themselves. Jesus said to them, They need not go away. You give them something to eat. They replied, We have nothing here but 5 loaves of 2 fish. And he said, Bring them here to me. Then he ordered the crowd to sit down on the grass. Taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, he looked up to heaven and blessed and broke the loaves and gave them to the disciples. And the disciples gave them to the crowds. And all ate and were filled, and they took up sorry, I lost here. Um, um, okay, I think that I'm gonna read from here. It's better return a little bit than just skip something. They need not go away. You give them something to eat. They replied, We have nothing here but 5 loaves and 2 fish. And he said, Bring them here to me. Then he ordered the crowds to sit down on the grass. Taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, he looked up to heaven and blessed and broke the loaves, and gave them to the disciples. And the disciples gave them to the crowds. And all ate and were filled, and they took up what was left over of the broken piece, 12 baskets full. And those who ate were about 5,000 men, besides women and children. Now, on this portion, let me just grab something to guide my reading, because the eyes look like are not following properly. Jesus walks on the water. Immediately he made the disciples get into the boat and go on ahead to the other side while he dismissed the crowds. And after he had dismissed the crowds, he went up the mountain by himself to pray. When evening came, he was there alone, but by this time the boat, battered by the waves, was far from the land, for the wind was against them. And early in the morning he came walking toward them and on the sea. But when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified, saying, It is a ghost! And they cried out in fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them and said, Take heart, it is I, do not be afraid. Take heart, it is I, do not be afraid. Peter answered him, Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water. He said, Come. So Peter got out of the boat, started walking on the water, and came towards Jesus. But when he noticed the strong wind, he became frightened and beginning to sink. And he cried out, Lord, save me! Jesus immediately reached out his hand and caught him, saying to him, You of little faith, why did you doubt? When they go out into the boat, the wind ceased, and those in the boat worshipped him, saying, Truly you are the Son of God. Jesus heals the sick in Gennesaret. When they had crossed over, they came to land at Gennesaret. After the people of that place recognized him, they sent word throughout the region and brought all who were sick to him, and begged him that they might touch even the fringe of his cloak, and all who touched it were healed. That's the end of chapter 14. So, another great reading, actually, a lecture of Jesus, of course, of God. So, what I want to say is just a few things related with the videos. I will not make videos on Saturdays and Sundays, and Monday I will be back. But Monday will be a recorded video. Probably I will record this video tomorrow, because next week I will start again with I have the lectures at the university, and I have to spend Mondays and I think that Thursdays as well. Eventually Tuesdays, but if I have to do something like this, no worries. I will record a video in advance, and then you will have you can have the video for you. Okay, so I would like to wish you a lovely weekend, and I see you Oh, well, I will speak with you back again on Monday, Tuesday next week. Okay, God bless you. Amen.